I think something we don't talk about enough in the content space is what to do if things aren't working. I've been doing this for 13 years, and in my opinion, I think this is the number one teller for if someone's going to stick with it or not. I built pages with millions of followers. I built my own personal brand to 79,000 plus, which I later ditched, and we'll get into that story another time. It's gonna sound really cliche, but you have to love the process. The best analogy I can give is there's seasons for everything. There's seasons for when your content is doing really well, and there's also seasons for when it does really bad. The worst thing that you can do though is not take your head out of the water and take an examined view of what's actually going on. For example, with my sports page, oftentimes when off season comes around, there's some days where I go 2-3 days with really low engagement, whereas in the season I'm getting an average of 100,000 likes per post. And so if I don't step back and say, what's the plan, where am I going, and what do I want to create for when the time is going to strike again, that can actually capitalize on those moments. A lot of times people get into it and then they get so far deep that they actually dig themselves into a hole that is either detrimental because they're working at a pace that is unsustainable, trying to just create and throw spaghetti at the wall, or they end up just making worse and worse content because they're feeling demotivated. And so my ideal way to deal with this is probably a little bit untraditional compared to most. I actually like to step back, go in the sun, go train, go surf, and take, as what Yvon Chouinard would say, as an examined view at your life. Another one of my mentors, he says sometimes the best way to see your work is to step away from it. And so I highly encourage you to just take a step back, just hang out with your dog, spend some time thinking about the type of content that you want to create and how you can differentiate yourself, or really just create something that has no expectations that day. Maybe you just create for the fun of it, and oftentimes we forget that that's why we started. So take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. And just keep remembering the 5 to 10 year plan, or the 3 to 5 year plan, whatever you have in mind. Don't think so short term. Much love. Peace. See you in the next one.